So welcome to this session on the ventricles of the brain. So basically, if this is the cerebrum, inside the cerebrum, there is a space which is a empty kind of a empty space which is called as a ventricle. So a ventricle will be there like this. It will extend even in the temporal lobe. It will extend even in the occipital lobe. Okay. Then there is lower down, there is a third ventricle between the two thalami, and lower down here, this is the fourth ventricle over here. So the cerebellum, suppose here is the cerebellum, and here is the midbrain pons. Okay, so midbrain pons and medulla. So midbrain pons medulla is here, and then this continues down as the spinal cord. Okay, so this whole thing, these are called as lateral ventricles. Lateral ventricles. Okay, this lateral ventricle has an anterior horn, it has a posterior horn, and it has an inferior horn, and it has a central portion. It has a central portion. These two lateral ventricles then open into the third ventricle. Third ventricle is in between the two thalami, and then there is aqueduct which leads to fourth ventricle. Where is fourth ventricle? With cerebellum posteriorly and pons and medulla anteriorly. So these two lateral ventricles in the two hemispheres, this is 1 and 2. Okay, through foramen of Monro, it is opening into the third ventricle. Third ventricle lies between the two thalami. Through aqueduct of Sylvius, it is connected to fourth ventricle. Fourth ventricle lies between pons medulla anteriorly, cerebellum posteriorly. And then this continues down as the central canal of the spinal cord. So central canal, if you trace up, goes to the fourth ventricle, then aqueduct of Sylvius, then third ventricle, foramen of Monro, and leading to two lateral ventricles. So therefore, this is two lateral ventricles are ventricle number 1 and 2. Then third ventricle is between the two thalami, and fourth ventricle is between the pons medulla anteriorly and cerebellum on the posterior side. Now let us concentrate on the lateral ventricles. Now lateral ventricles have a very close relation with a structure which is there deep inside the cerebrum, and that is the caudate nucleus. Now suppose this is the caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus runs like this. Caudate nucleus runs like this inside the cerebrum. It is the head of the caudate nucleus, body of the caudate nucleus, and tail of the caudate nucleus. Okay. So the cerebrum back will be somewhere like this. Okay, so this is cerebrum and caudate nucleus is there inside like this. And the lateral ventricle is here. The lateral ventricle is above the caudate nucleus. So this is the lateral ventricle. And lateral ventricle has an anterior horn. Lateral ventricle has a central part. Lateral ventricle has a posterior horn, and lateral ventricle has an inferior horn. So if you see, the caudate nucleus will lie in the floor of the anterior horn, floor of the body, roof caudate nucleus will lie in the roof of the inferior horn, and caudate nucleus will not be related to the posterior horn of the lateral ventricle, which is lying inside the occipital lobe. Okay, now let us check how through each section, how the ventricles will look like. Now, if I take a section here of in the anterior horn, what I see is always the part of the corpus callosum on the top, septum pellucidum in between, and here on both the sides will be the head of the caudate nucleus. Will be the head of the caudate nucleus. And here will be this. So this is the corpus callosum. So when I look through the anterior horn, okay, this is the septum pellucidum, okay, and floor is formed by the head of the caudate nucleus. Head of the caudate nucleus. The roof is formed by the trunk of the corpus callosum, and this is the septum pellucidum in between. So this is how the anterior horn looks like. Anterior horn looks like. Okay, roof formed by the corpus callosum, medial wall formed by septum pellucidum, and floor formed by caudate nucleus. Now, if I take a section through this part, okay, how this through the central part, how the section through the central part will look like. The section through the central part will look like this. Again, in the roof will be corpus callosum. Again, on the medial wall, there will be septum pellucidum. Okay. And in the floor, here we'll find two structures. In the floor, here we find two structures. Caudate nucleus and thalamus. And there are thalamostriate vein and stria terminalis in between. The stria terminalis and thalamostriate vein in between. Okay. So the roof is formed by corpus callosum. Medial wall is formed by septum pellucidum, which will be attached to the fornix. Which will be attached to the fornix. So this is the central part. This is the central part of the ventricles. So the floor will be formed as by the caudate nucleus. Medial wall will be formed by the septum pellucidum and fornix. Okay. The floor is formed by the thalamus and caudate nucleus, and in between them will be thalamostriate vein and stria terminalis. Okay. So this is how the ventricular cavity. So if you see the similarities in the anterior horn and the mid central part, similarity is the roof is formed by corpus callosum, medial wall is formed by septum pellucidum. Only here it was rostrum, and here it is fornix below. Floor is formed only by the head of the caudate nucleus in the anterior horn. So in the anterior horn, while in the central portion, the floor is formed by four structures: caudate nucleus, thalamus, thalamostriate vein, and the stria terminalis. Now, if I take a section here in the inferior horn, the section in the inferior horn, appears like this. The section in the inferior horn appears like this. So here will be hippocampus. This will be the collateral sulcus. Collateral sulcus. So till in all other horns, caudate nucleus was in the floor. Here in the inferior horn, you see the inferior horn goes below the caudate nucleus. So caudate nucleus tail will be in the roof. So tail of caudate nucleus. So this is the inferior horn where the tail of the caudate nucleus is there in the roof. Collateral sulcus is there in the floor along with hippocampus. So the floor is formed by hippocampus and collateral eminence. Collateral eminence. Collateral eminence. Roof is formed by the tail of caudate nucleus, stria terminalis, and then there are fibers of the corpus callosum going down like this. This is called as tapetum. Okay. So inferior horn, we have floor formed by hippocampus and collateral eminence formed by the collateral sulcus, and roof there is tail of caudate nucleus, stria terminalis, and tapetum. Now if we take a section in the posterior horn, it appears like this. There will be no caudate nucleus. And there will be two elevations. One elevation is formed by forceps major, and second elevation is formed by calcarine sulcus. Okay, so in the posterior horn, there is a roof which is formed by again the fibers of the corpus callosum going down, and that is called as tapetum. And the floor is formed by two elevations, one elevation caused by forceps major and other elevation formed by calcarine sulcus, which is called as calcar avis. Now what is this forceps major? I'll explain it to you. There are two cerebral hemispheres, okay, which is joined by corpus callosum. But corpus callosum extends only this much part. So the anterior portions, they pass through corpus callosum, and this portion is called as forceps minor. And occipital lobe also passes through the splenium of the corpus callosum, and this is called as forceps major. So this forceps major forms elevation in the floor of the posterior horn. So this is posterior horn, floor formed by forceps major, and calcar avis, which is a elevation formed by calcarine sulcus, and roof is formed by tapetum. So in the roof is tapetum, in the floor is forceps major and calcarine sulcus. In the anterior horn, roof is formed by corpus callosum. The medial wall is formed by septum pellucidum, and floor is formed by head of caudate nucleus. In the central portion, roof is formed by corpus callosum. The medial part is formed by septum pellucidum medial wall and fornix, and floor is formed by caudate nucleus, thalamus, stria terminalis, and thalamus striate vein. Inferior horn, floor is formed by 1. Hippocampus, 2. Collateral eminence, and roof is formed by tail of caudate nucleus, stria terminalis, and tapetum. So these are the structures forming the roof. Posterior horn, roof is formed by tapetum, floor is formed by forceps major and calcarine sulcus. So that's all about the two lateral